From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is the Night Beat, sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening and thank you for joining me. I'm Jessica Blum with your headlines for Tuesday, January 6th. First, an early morning apartment fire leaves one dead. The latest information from investigators. Just after 1 o'clock this morning, an apartment fire brought crews out toward downtown Lincoln. One man was found dead inside that apartment. It happened at a building near 14th and H Streets. One witness told our reporter on scene she was woken up by the smell of smoke. The building was quickly evacuated, with the fire mostly contained to the basement. LFR tells us they found that man on the couch and that a cat also died in the flames. The victim hasn't been identified yet by police. Investigators are still working to learn the extent of the damage and the cause of the fire itself. And check out this video sent in from a viewer from just south of Lincoln earlier this morning. A fuel truck caught fire along the highway near Princeton. This happened just after 10 o'clock. Details on exactly what happened remain limited, but the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office tells us the fire was contained and that a tow truck was ready to clear the scene. Be sure to stick with us on air, online, as we work to gather the latest details. Now to news we first brought you yesterday. University of Nebraska Chancellor Rodney Bennett is resigning from his role after some controversial budget cut proposals. As part of that resignation, he will receive over $1 million in his buyout. We learned about this agreement between the university and Bennett earlier today, which was made after his decision to resign. All of this development comes after the UNL Faculty Senate passed a vote of no confidence for Bennett, citing concerns about leadership and transparency during those massive budget cuts. The professors' union with UNL released a statement in reaction to this. That statement reads, in part, quote, the university cannot credibly claim that it lacks the resources to sustain academic programs and faculty positions while simultaneously paying over $1 million to a failed chancellor. This payout exposes the administration's financial crisis narrative as a matter of priorities, not necessity. In crime news tonight, more than 2 years after being accused of stabbing his stepfather to death, and after being found incompetent for trial 8 separate times, an Aurora man is finally set to face his murder charge in court. Court records show a Hamilton County judge found 31-year-old Caleb Arnett competent for trial after reviewing his latest report at the Lincoln Regional Center. He was charged with first-degree murder back in December of 2023. His stepdad, Ross Nicholas, was found stabbed in the chest at a home in Aurora. He later died from those injuries. Arnett is also accused of injuring a woman and juvenile on scene. He's been at LRC since 2024. His preliminary hearing is now set for February 24th. 2026 marks the 250th anniversary of America's independence, and today, Governor Jim Pillen was joined by several other state leaders to announce Nebraska's participation in the United States semi-quincentennial. It will be a series of events this year with the goal of honoring our country's history and Nebraska's role in that history.
This year represents once-in-a-generation opportunity to honor our nation's founding, reflect on its history, and look ahead to the next 250 years. Quit worried about what color vest you wear. Let's come together as a people because we are who we are because of the extraordinary people of our great state and our country.
Some of the things teased by state leaders include an outdoor challenge put on by Nebraska Game and Parks, as well as exhibits at the state capitol featuring historical U.S. figures. The state is joining several others in honoring this historic milestone with celebrations across the country. More on this announcement is up on our website. Also, with this new year comes changes at Lincoln Public Schools as several faculty and staff move up and on after this school year. One of them is LPS Head of Security Joseph Wright, who joined the district after a 27-year career with Lincoln Police. The Sandy Hook tragedy motivated Wright to bring his law enforcement experience into school safety, helping strengthen security across the district. Wright says resources have increased significantly over the years, and he's most proud of the district's threat management and violence prevention efforts, crediting them with building a culture of trust, respect, and cooperation. As for the future of the district, Wright says it's time to bring in a new person with fresh thinking.
I think we need to keep our foot on the gas with the things that we're doing well, especially with our safe and secure kids interlocal agreement where we work with our SROs and make sure that our school administrators and SROs work together as partners.
That partnership helps to ensure police officers aren't used when they're not needed, like in cases of student discipline, but also having trained officers available for when it is appropriate. It's a partnership Wright says can't be taken for granted. Switching to Husker coverage now, another game goes by and another win for the Nebraska men's basketball team. Last night's close win over Ohio State extends the Big Reds' best start in school history, and they picked up that road win despite some cold shooting from behind the three-point line.
You know, when they go up one, I thought our resiliency, our resolve, and found a way to go on a 9-0 run to go up 8. You know, just really proud of the guys. That's a really good team. Jake's doing a great job. That's the third game they've lost by one possession, and you know, obviously we know that could flip the other way very easily. So you know, I was really impressed.
The Huskers were led by Braden Frager. The Lincoln Southwest grad led the way for the Big Red off the bench, finishing with 15 points. Nebraska's 4-0 start in conference play is the best since 1975. Finally tonight, and rounding out your night beat, is a check of the 7-day forecast. Precipitation chances have increased for the day on Thursday. We're going to end this week wet after beginning very mild. We set a new record high in Lincoln today. We'll get close again tomorrow in the lower 60s. That record for tomorrow in Lincoln, 65 degrees from back in 2003. But then, as you can see, yes, rain chances increasing, and then maybe a potential for rain to a snow mix on Friday, though accumulations look to be pretty minor, and the wind will pick up into the weekend with colder temperatures and highs only in the 30s by Saturday. But without too much snow on the ground, we should warm up into next week.
You've been listening to The Night Beat, sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln. Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.